Hey, what's up guys? Today I have a video for you. Yes, a video, amazingly enough. This is going to be the loot video from a long time at Ascension Dungeon. And I'm going to be showing you the loot from 10 bows, the actual how much I gained from making 10 bows right now, and along with the normal drops over a span of making 20 bows. So, first, as you can see, I have a lot of signets, and I have even more in the bank. So, as you see here, I have 10 of each signet, and for some reason, I really just like withdrawing them all and putting them in my inventory. It makes me think back on those videos when dicers would pull out party hats. Well, I'm pulling out signets, and I worked a shit ton to get all of these. So, without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up this clip and I'm going to go make all the bows, and then I'm going to talk calculations while the video is playing. So I'm going to go over kind of the rates, Serenic scale rates, and the drop rates of signets and that kind of stuff. So before Serenic scales came out, I decided that I would revisit the Ascension Dungeon because I enjoyed it so much when it was first released in June. Then scales came out while I was using the keys, and in the process of making 10 bows I obtained 27 Serenic scales. My drop rate for the signets was roughly 1 in 43, which is a lot higher than the 1 in 64 confirmed rate, and my drop rate for Serenic scales was roughly 1 in 84, which is ironic because that is the same number it takes to get the full set of Serenic. I hated the low drop rate of the scales. I thought it would be higher for something that actually is reasonably annoying to kill, plus you have to use a key on each door for one boss, that's 500k to 1 mil, at a 1 in 84 chance for a scale. So at a drop rate of 1 in 84, I would have to kill 7,056 Ascension bosses just to obtain the full Serenic set. With a drop rate of 1 in 43 average for signets, this evens out to be 164 signets for a full Serenic set, and at 6 signets per crossbow is a total of 27.3 Ascension Crossbows. 27.3 90 tier crossbows that do not degrade completely to make one set of 90 power armor. How ridiculous is that? So I decided to complain on forums for a while. I made a thread, but it eventually died, and then I started hearing rumors of a potential drop rate buff for Serenic scales. So I stalked a few JMod profiles. I found it to be confirmed. I decided to buy another 600 of each key and test my luck at the Ascension Dungeon, hopefully going for another 10 bows. I came up short of Tertius signets, so I was forced to buy more keys, and the total number of keys that I bought was 3,836. Before the drop rate was actually buffed, I had started using keys. Unfortunately, I'm unsure of how many signets I actually got before the buff, but it was between 10 and 25. I sold all of the scales that I got before that time, so all the scales that I got after the buff were gained after that between 10 and 25 signets. Alright, now it's time to get into some numbers, especially the profit margin. To get 10 Ascension bows, I bought a total of 3,836 keys. I had 771 left over, which I sold, leaving me with 3,065 total keys used. The 3,836 keys at the time I bought them cost me a bit under 2.1 billion, and the 771 extra keys that I sold very recently got me a bit under 600 mil. This means I spent a total of about 1.5 bill on keys, plus another 200 mil spent on the Dragon Crossbows to make the Ascension Crossbows. So I'm going to PC that normal loot right now, but the catch about this normal loot is it's actually it's the loot from actually 20 Ascension Crossbows, because I kept it from the last time around and just stacked it up in the bank. So this comes out to be 280 mil, and if I cut that in half, 10 and 10, it gives me 140 mil. Plus the Serenic scales. Now the 191 scales actually, since I started Ascension, this set of 10 bows before the buff, and I got between 10 and 25 signets. I can't remember exactly how many I got. That means that 191 scales actually came from less than 10 bows. And after the buff, I sold all the scales that I already had, and I started a new scale collection. So these Serenic scales could be from 6 bows instead. Anyways, 140 mil plus 191 mil, because I'm going to value these Serenic scales at 1 mil each, So 191 plus 140 plus 2.68 billion GP, averaging 268 mil per Ascension Crossbow because of the high-level weapon BC, gives me a total of 3 billion and 11 mil. So I spent 1.7 billion on keys and stuff to make the bows, so the dragon crossbows, and making the 10 bows I profited 1.3 billion GP. So if you're going to go make your own Ascension crossbow, at the current key price, I would not say I don't think it's worth it at all. Even with the Serenic scales to counterbalance what you get, I still don't think that it's worth it. And that is because the key price is so high, and sometimes you get stuck, being 100, 200, 300 dry on one boss. And because keys are so high, if that, but one boss has a million GP price tag on the key, you're going to be wasting 200 mil, 300 mil, maybe even more on that one key. So pretty much all this profit is because I got my keys for cheaper before. So would I recommend Ascension Dungeon? Yes and no. It's a lot of fun. It's really good charms. Since I started Ascension Dungeon, well, I'm actually not going to put in my bank pin, but I have, I believe, 8,000 or maybe 9,000 blues and 11,000 crimsons. So, I mean, the drop rate of charms is very good. It drops a lot of crimsons and a lot of blues. The range XP is pretty good. I think I started about 90 mil XP and now I have 115. So it's nice range XP. It's not too much per hour, but it really does add up, especially when you're grinding something out. So take everything I say with a grain of salt because, not everybody's going to get lucky, or you could get very lucky. I mean, I know people who have gotten entire bows in only 40 kills. So if you profit like that, you're going to make a ton of money. But if you go really dry, you may lose a lot of money too. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video. This is kind of a difference from my usual videos. I mean, I guess this is a little similar to the Glacier one, but it's kind of me going off on tangents on about a lot of different things. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video and hope the range buff comes soon. Bye.